Hey guys, it's Lisa McGillis here. How you doing? Today we're going to make stuffed mushrooms. Look at how big they are. Aren't they awesome? And we have the Daya cheese. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. Onions, chopped greens. You can use anything you want, any kind of green, your kale, your spinach. I actually have a mixture here of Swiss chard, kale, and broccoli rabe. Garlic. There's cheese, some melted earth balance, and onions. And then instead of breadcrumbs, I made up, this is amaranth and buckwheat. And you can use any grain you want. I've done it with quinoa too, and it's so good with the quinoa. So let's get started. Okay, so you want to take clean mushrooms. All these mushrooms have been washed. And of course, I already chopped up all my my celery and stuff. And you want to clean out your mushroom. Put it in this bowl here where you're going to mix everything, but you want to clean out some of this because you want to be able to stuff it pretty good. Now I've done this, again, like I just said, I've done this with quinoa, and I've done it with either sausage or shrimp too in there. So you mix it up, and I don't use the greens, but I do use everything else. So the grains instead of using breadcrumbs. So that way there, if anybody's gluten-free, you're good to go. And the other thing is, it's just better for you. I mean, instead of just eating a bunch of breadcrumbs, you're eating yummy stuff. So see how much that's cored out? So you have nice hollow. So you're going to want to do that to all your mushrooms. Right here I have 7 mushrooms. We'll see how much this makes. Okay, the mushrooms are all hollowed out, and I used a paring knife to do most of that, and you can see all the inside that I've kept. That's going to go inside for the stuffing, and I kept the stems for, another dish. I'll probably do a stir fry or something with them. So now I'm going to heat up my pan to cook up the celery, onions, and garlic. Okay, so the pan's all heated up, ready to go. I'm going to pour about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. And mix that around. That ended up being a little more than 2 tablespoons, but that's okay. Okay, so let's get the onions and the celery. Let me turn this down just a little bit. And I'm going to actually sweat this, so if you remember from prior recipes, I'm going to turn it down to low. So this process is going to take a while, maybe about 10 minutes or so to sweat this. So I'll be back. Okay, the onions have been sweating and the celery, so I'm going to add the garlic and cook that up a little more. The reason why I'm doing this is because if you don't cook it up ahead of time, it really doesn't cook well in the oven, so it's kind of crunchy. So by cooking it ahead of time and sweating it to get the flavors out, it won't be crunchy, and it'll be nice and soft when you go to eat it. Alrighty, the garlic's all softened up and done now too, so it's time to mix everything up and stuff the mushrooms. Alright, so I'm going to add all the ingredients together. Here's all your chopped greens, cheese, the melted earth balance. Now this was about 2 tablespoons. You might want to play with it. You can see if it's wet enough. This combination of grain that I used is really mushy. It's amaranth, I think, not so much the buckwheat. So it kind of got like a paste consistency because of the amaranth. If you use quinoa, it's a lot more dry. So I usually end up adding a little bit of wine. Not that you can't add wine with this anyway, but we might, because it's kind of cooled down, so I might end up doing that. We'll see. Okay, and now you add the cooked onions, garlic, and celery. So once that's mixed all together, it's time to stuff the mushrooms. Yummy! Okay, see how nice that mixed up? Looks good, doesn't it? So I am going to start stuffing the mushrooms. So you just take a spoon and fill it all in there, squish it nice and hard, and you put it on a baking dish that you can either lightly oil the baking dish, or what I actually like to do is I like to put some wine in there. And can you see? It's a big mushroom. Holy, look at, I mean, it's the size of my hand. Alrighty, that's a meal. So I'm going to put these bad boys in the oven and we will see how long. It's at 450 right now. We don't like our mushrooms really mushy. If you like really softer mushrooms, you know, I would test it at the 20-minute mark. These probably are so big, they're probably going to take 40 minutes, I'm thinking. But we'll see. We like our mushrooms more firm, so I'll let you know. Hey, so guess what? It was 25 minutes on 450, and these guys are ready. At least the way we like them, actually. They stay together. They're not falling apart. So, that's that. I'll put it on a plate so you can see how pretty it looks. So there you have it, the finished product. That's a sandwich plate. These things are huge. It's like I don't even know if I'll be able to finish one. It's a meal in itself. Let's zoom in. Doesn't it look good? Bye. Hope you enjoyed it.